Hi, I'm doing episode 5 prep for Godkiller. The session starts in 10 minutes, so I'm recording this at the last second to go over my prep for the day. So let's jump right into that real quick. Well, here we are, and here I am in Foundry, and then I'll pull up my notes here. So, we got the usual. We got the character review here. Nothing fancy this time. And a lot of it is secret anyway, so I won't be going over that. And then I have my note here because I want to do the same thing. And then I have the strong start being this Kenku getting attacked by a wyvern because they wanted to warn Lerelda about the Fist of Joram. So I'll give them a bit of drama and maybe a chance to enable that. And I have the encounter set up. It's pretty straightforward, just the airship, the wyvern, the Kenku, and if I need a map for the cliff that he's trapped on, I have others in here that I can reuse. So, yeah, we got that. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff in here. So, some big things are the potential scenes. I split it into 3 parts. So I have the general potential scenes right here. These are things that'll happen at the beginning. And then I get into the Veritor scenes. These are things that will happen in the valley. And then down here, I will have the Kalar Tor scenes. So kind of like the city. And I also created this map. Of the valley so that we can do kind of a hex crawl kind of deal, and I can reveal these icons as they discover or see them. So that will be very fun. Each of these corresponds to a handout that describes the situation there. And so that will correspond with a lot of the things here. A few things of note is Kalar Tor, a bustling town that a bunch of the Calestis are beginning to basically, reclaim their valley after they had to leave due to a horrific plague a few generations ago. People are coming back into their ruins. I also created a faction, or a group of factions. I started to flesh out the pirates that prowl the mountains, basically how they operate, what they're like. I created a crew. Well, I didn't create the crew. I found stat blocks and stuff for the crew online. If you don't have to do the work, then don't. If somebody's already done it, then just take those stat blocks and steal them. So that's what I did for the pirates. I stole a bunch of stat blocks, and I set up tokens for them and everything. And I set up a ton of battle maps because what really slows something down is setting up a battle map. It's the hardest thing to improvise. So I created a bunch of them in Foundry. You can see them all right here. Just in case. I don't expect to use all of them at all, really. It'll just be they are there if I need them. So I have a bunch of potential scenes here. Some of them might never happen. Some of them will definitely happen. And then I have my secrets and clues, the kind of information that I want the players to be able to uncover, stuff about the pirates, stuff about the Calestis people and Veritor, and basically the situation in Veritor, like what's going on between the pirates and the Calestis people, and all that good stuff. I also kind of summarized the history between the Diwali and the Calestis people, just something that I can reference in-game so I don't mix up my lore. Same with this right here, basically why is Veritor important to the Diwali people. And then I have a few, some loot, some basic stuff. There will probably be more than this. This is just kind of a bare minimum. I also have some important NPCs that they might meet. And I have, obviously, some fantastic locations. Now, these don't describe everything, because if you look through these potential scenes, you'll see that I have a bunch of places in here that aren't in the fantastic locations parts. These are just places that I'll describe in a lot more detail, some places that they'll return to a lot, places that I didn't want to improvise completely, so I put in some bullet points there to help me with it. And yeah, I made a ton of tokens in here. I won't show the actual stat blocks, but you can see I have a whole folder for the Sea Devil Pirates. I added a bunch of others, some companions. I made a stat block for an NPC that they might travel with, all that good stuff. I made stuff for that. I also made some items, which I'm not going to open this folder because you'll see spoilers, pretty major spoilers. So I made some items. I made a handout for Lila's weapon, and you can see these locations that I created a folder for Veritor, and I created all of these handouts. And these are basically, I drag them onto this, and I make these map tokens. So this Kalartor links to this Kalartor handout. And it's just a neat little foundry trick you can do for hex crawls. You can make individual handouts for every encounter and stuff like that. So yeah, the game starts in 5 minutes, so I gotta go get ready for that. But this was just a brief overview of my prep. It's pretty short and vague this time because I plan on them, or there's potential for them to spend a lot of time in this valley and to go through all of this stuff. And so if I talk about too much of it, it kind of might spoil like several sessions worth of material. So I don't want to spoil too much. So you're only getting a brief portion of it. So tune in next time. Also, I kind of had to go very general because they're going into a wide open space that they can go a lot of different directions. So I had to plan a lot, and not all of it will happen. So next time I'll go into a lot more detail because I'll actually know where they're going to go, what they're going to be doing, and that kind of stuff. I had to prep very generally, very wide rather than deep, because what they're doing is a lot less defined than usual. So this is a lot shorter because I don't want to spoil too much of my prep that I might reuse later. And yeah, so next time I'll go into more depth because I'll actually have more concrete goals than just go to this place and see what's up. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you, well, by the time this is uploaded, the game will have already streamed, so go watch the VOD. See you later.